topic we're going to discuss on Boxing Bros is when trash talking goes too far. Trash talking is a part of the sport. We love it. It's what attracts us to certain fights. However, there are times when trash talking go too far and it may turn people off. That's what we're here to discuss. We're going to start with Trill on this one. When does trash talking go too far? Now, actually, I'll start with a question for you. Do you feel like Deontay Wilder's statements that he wants to catch a body in the ring, you feel like that went too far? I'm coming to you, Alex.
I mean, we're in the hurt game. That's what they're in. They're in the hurt game. And people say things, right? Trash talking is trash talking. You know what I'm saying? People say things. Is it distasteful? Some things can be distasteful. Like Wilder saying that was distasteful. You know what I'm saying? Should he be banned? Should he be fined for something like that? Nah, I don't think he should. Because this is what these guys are trained to do. They're trained to inflict as much pain and punishment as they could on their opponent. You know what I'm saying? Now, for him to say it, to each his own. Some people are going to feel like, oh, it's distasteful, you know, you shouldn't say that. And some people says, you know, it's good to promote the fight. It gets the juices ready. You know what I'm saying? And I say both. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, some days I like a good trash talking. Like, I think that, like, when we just talked about Tony Harrison, I think that was great. That was great trash talking. Even with Broner, I think Broner does some great trash talking. You know what I'm saying? But then there's been times where people like Ricardo Mayorga slapped Shane Mosley's wife on the behind. You know what I'm saying? That was too far because somebody was physically touching somebody else. So when trash talking goes to physical, then I'd be like, yeah, that's probably too much. But, you know, I grew up, you know, I'm old. You know, I come from the tape deck era. This guy here. You know what I'm saying?
The cassette era.
The cassette era. You know what I'm saying? I'm an old guy, so I come up with sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. You know what I mean? So that's how it is.
Alright. In regards to
And this is a men's sport. We're men. Okay?
see, I'm gonna switch it up a little bit. I think it's a gentleman's sport.
Gentlemen's sport.
And because it's a
On the
gentleman's
water,
sport,
this is not a gentleman's sport. We don't actually hit each other in the face. One, that's wrong though. One, it is a gentleman's sport, and we do in the face.
because again, because it's a sport, and you know this is combat sports, right? So it's brutal. So it's like, yo, when you going into that ring, you gotta respect the other men. You know what I mean? Because again, you could legit die or lose a lot of your faculties, and you'll never be the same person again.
Respect.
Yeah. So
What do you mean? You say respect. What are you talking about respect? You use the word.
no. You gotta respect the man that you fight.
Everybody knows that.
Yeah,
We're talking about trash talking.
Yeah,
And trash talking
No.
is no respect.
We're talking about when trash talking goes too far. So this is what I.
You're saying there's no lines that are untouchable.
I mean, when it gets physical, you talk about people's kids. You know what I'm saying?
So now, let me explain where I felt like Wilder went too far. It's not the fact that he said he wanted to catch a body on his record. He said it before, which I was like, whatever, I'll give him a pass. When it came to this Brazil fight, when he kept going and saying, don't bring your kids to the fight. Yo, Brazil, tell your family to get around you tonight. Because come Saturday night, they won't be able to talk to you again. That, to me, that's when it's like, nah, but what I'm saying is,
don't bring your wife
yeah,
to the ring.
Yo, I'm being honest.
This is
No,
happening.
yeah, but I'm like, yo, I'm not for the whole involving like family and children. Like, yo, just keep it to the two fellas or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
No, we got
but
to-
once you start bringing like, yo, listen,
No, the fight stuff is
if
different.
you don't want
If you
your
say-
daughter to have a tear in the eye,
No,
don't
that's
come
different.
through.
If you say,
Like, bro, keep it to you.
if you're disrespecting the kids and saying like, oh, your kid is this, your kid is that, that's different. Many fights are won before the bell is even rung. And this trash talking is
Yeah, no,
just
psychological.
It's
I know,
psychological.
it's psychological. I
You know
agree.
what I'm saying?
But
a lot of that stuff is psychological. So you know what I'm saying? So as long as it's not distasteful, you know what I'm saying? Because me being the father, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I would lose my mind if somebody said something disrespectful towards my child. And I said somebody is saying something disrespectful towards my child. But if we're in a fight and somebody says, yo, you know what I'm saying? Don't bring your family to this fight because I'm going to get you. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to look at it like I'm going to say something back to
Yo,
you.
you better, to me, it's like, yo, just keep it at, yo, I'm on a body, yo, I'm gonna kill him, whatever. It's like, yo, because then it's like metaphorical. But once you start saying, like, don't bring your family, don't do this, then you're saying, yo, I literally legit want to kill him.
I'm scratching.
And that's
both
different.
of you have me confused. I don't know where you. For starters,
We're talking about when
I understand, but it's like I think you gotta like flip flop here. Like,
What?
all right, for starters, saying don't bring your wife, don't bring your kids. I don't care about that. That's nothing. That's like I'm gonna give you the beating of your life or whatever. That's along those lines. But when you say I want to catch a body, I do have a problem with that. And my problem isn't necessarily.
help me just
No. You said you have an issue with him bringing the kids.
because then now
I'm saying I
body's
don't
no longer
mind.
metaphorical.
I'm saying
It's
I
now
don't
mindset.
mind him
I
saying
don't
don't
mind
bring
saying
your wife and kids to the fight. I don't mind that because that could be symbolizing I'm going to beat you. I'm going to beat the living snot out of you. I have a problem with saying I want to catch a body in the ring. That's what I have an issue with. And the reason why I have an issue with that isn't necessarily that he made the statement, but it's the impact of the statement. This is a brutal sport. More kids have concussions playing soccer than they do playing little pee-wee football. But pee-wee football has the perception that your child's going to get a concussion if they play the sport. Why? Because of the brutal nature of the sport, and all people talk about are the concussions. Now you have this guy who has 40 knockouts to his name, just caught a brutal knockout last night, and parents see him saying, I want a body on my record. And the young kid who wants to go to the boxing gym is not going to be allowed to go. Pepsi, Coca-Cola, all these sponsors, they're not going to want to put dollars behind this. So that's why I have an issue with what he's saying.
Yeah, I want to see when's the last time you seen Pepsi or any of these companies behind that. And another thing is, we got to understand that
AJ got a lot of
AJ does have a lot.
I'm talking about at the fight. The only thing I see is Corona and Tecate.
And I will tell you, the last time was Mayweather Pacquiao.
You
So
know what?
it wasn't that
Corona
long.
and
They
Tecate.
sponsored Mayweather Pacquiao.
Corona Tecate.
Now,
You know
but
what
what I'm saying, yo, I actually agree with what you're saying. I was just saying, once he started involving, like saying those statements with the family, it's solidifying that, yo, I mean what I'm saying. It's one thing to be like, y'all want to catch a body, I'm gonna kill this dude. That's like, yo, that's common. It's so common. That's like, yo, I forgive you.
Yeah, that's
It's
cool.
just jokes. But once you're saying, yo, don't bring your family. Yo,
All that-
all your
all that
grandparents,
is trash.
hug them right now. Kiss them.
We
This
know.
is dead.
This-
Now
as
it's
soon as
like,
you say
this
that,
is, hold on, remember,
The
this
worst
is
thing you
after-
say, the more people are gonna watch.
But this is after WBC was like, yo, we gotta do an investigation. And he was still saying it. I'm like, fam, fall back. You know what I'm
This is
saying?
freedom of speech. This is what we got. This is the next thing you know, we're gonna start saying freedom of speech. At the end
You're
of the
right,
day.
now you're right. But shit.
Is it not?
You have freedom of speech, but you have freedom to be fired. You have the freedom to not get a
Yeah.
job.
They're not.
They're
Then if they're gonna do that to him, they gotta do it to everybody. Because this ain't the only
Well,
fighter who's
that's
ever
now,
said he's gonna
because
kill
now,
somebody.
yo, do you feel like there's
He's not the only fighter that said he's gonna kill somebody.
Yo, he is a big black
He's
man.
the only fighter who got
You know,
97% KO
you know
ratio
what I'm
right
saying?
now.
So it's like, it's a little different when he says it versus anyone else. In the heavyweight division, it's like, yo, these are dynamite
said
in the fist.
The fight still happened, right?
It did happen.
The fight still happened, right?
But he's under investigation
Yeah, for all we
again.
know, there's no statements. I'll be honest. Probably promoted that fight. They probably had way more viewership because he said that.
I'm more mad at the press being allowed to let fighters use the N-word than him saying that he's gonna kill his opponent, that he's going in the ring, that a guy is about to go and try to do the same thing to him in the ring. A guy's going in there to do the same thing to him in the ring, and he can't say it, but everybody can use the N-word, and it's acceptable. We didn't never bat an eye about that. But we're gonna sit here and we're gonna talk about somebody.
They all real.
But we're gonna.
For starters, I'm with you on the N-word though. It shouldn't be used, right? But my thing is this. We can't, and you know this, we can't act like the standards are the same for everyone.
Yeah.
We know some fighters are going to be held to a different standard. It could be where they come from. It could be their socioeconomic status. It could be the way they look. Right? We know that.
So if that's
some
what we're
fighters
talking about.
have 2 strikes already. We know that.
So let's
right?
just say that. If you're a certain kind of fighter, you're not allowed to say anything. Because I remember Conor calling Floyd monkey, boy, and everything else. And everybody's fine.
Exactly.
Everybody's fine.
He was a great white
He
hope.
said that he was going to kill Floyd.
Yeah, he was a great white hope.
We're not having this discussion about Conor and how this takes for their life.
There's a thing with that though, and I think it was necessary to promote that fight. And if you look at Floyd Mayweather, he was laughing with it the entire time. He said, "Oh no, I don't think anything of it." They know what they was doing. They were using that to sell the fight because they had to. Because
And that's what they're doing right here. That's what I think. Him saying he's going to kill him
But
was
here's the
selling the
difference.
fight.
And here's the difference. This was Conor McGregor's first professional fight against TBE, the best ever. Let's be real.
But they
Anyone who's
And it was
anyone
not factor
What do you
in
think
bad
of
blood. It was the bad blood behind the Brazil fight that made it
We-
real.
we
Because
don't
he
know.
said it before.
Listen, hold
He
on.
said it to
These guys-
Laverne.
These
He
guys
said he wanted to
had
catch a
bad
body with
blood.
Laverne. He said that was
If
nobody took it serious,
Look,
bro.
when do now we're picking and choosing when we're going to think that somebody's taking it serious and when they're not taking it serious, and he can say it but he can't say it, and he's black and he can't do it, and he's white. We're just coming there at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? If this is
I agree with you, yo. You gotta be consistent.
it got to be consistent. If we're
But
going to
we don't live in that
scrutinize
type of
Wilder,
society,
if
bro.
we're going to scrutinize Wilder, you know what I'm saying? Let's scrutinize everyone.
I agree.
You know what
I
I'm
can
saying?
agree with that.
That's why I'm saying, like, we did things to sell a fight. This is why Wilder did this to sell the fight. Because this is, like you said, the type of person that you see Wilder to be, he's not that guy. You know what I'm saying? He's not that guy. You know what I'm saying? But people will do anything to sell a fight. I seen Tyson Fury and Wilder give each other so many compliments before they was even discussed to fight a fight. I thought that these guys.
I'll put it to you like this,
You
right?
know what I mean?
I'll put it to you like this. And this is what I'm saying.
And
Do I believe Deontay Wilder wanted to catch a body in the ring? No. But I also know Deontay Wilder started his journey working at IHOP, working at Red Lobster. I know he came to boxing late to support his daughter who had a disability. I know he came to the Olympics late, won a bronze medal. I know that he was a humble guy who worked his way to his position. I know all those things. I know that when Deontay Wilder knocks a guy out, like he did last night, who he has bad blood with, instead of burying him, he lifts him up, right? I know that about Deontay Wilder. My issue is not that he made the statement, it's the impact of the statement. Remember, that's what I said.
I know.
My
And I think
impact
that
of
you're
the
looking into it, you're looking at it because you, as a fan of boxing, right, you've seen a lot of people lose their lives and you see a lot of people get hurt. I'm looking at it as as business. You know what I'm saying? You got to understand, like I was saying, like, not to go back to what we were talking about with the AJ and the Wilder. Why I was saying there's an A side and a B side. Because AJ doesn't have to go that right. AJ puts butts in seats. How is Wilder going to get butts in seats? He has to do the shock value. I'm going to kill you in the ring. He has to make you believe that. He has to make the public believe that. You know what I'm saying? Before the shock value
So
to
what
get
y'all
butts
both
in the
explaining,
seats.
you're explaining intent. He's explaining impact.
Exactly.
Which one
And I'm
is
saying-
way more? Because
I'm
short-term goal is the intention is that I'm just trying to sell this fight.
Yeah.
But the long-term goals could be like, yo, corporations not
Exactly.
sponsoring fighters.
Exactly.
They don't
If
even
that-
want their
Mothers
ass
not
on
letting their
fight.
sons and
Sons
daughters-
can't go to the boxing gym.
Guy just died in the ring.
Yo, that's
Not too long ago.
Yeah, you should-
Nothing has slowed up.
Yeah.
You got to understand.
Well, you won't know the impact of it until later.
Yeah.
I probably won't be alive. We're gonna figure that out with football and all these other things. You know what I'm saying? By the time, because I was thinking that something was gonna happen when Perez was in the situation, and nothing happened. The same thing is gonna happen if God forbid, because I would want to see.
Perez didn't say
Yo, actually, I'll give you a perfect example. Yeah, the NFL is gonna be gone in 100 years. Like they know this. They know this is gone now because like PE football keeps declining every year. Like to drastic rates to the point where they're like certain cities can't even
And that
find
goes to the point-
enough kids to have other teams.
But that goes to the point that I was making.
That's
If
the
soccer
problem.
actually produces
years ago.
No, it's not. You can't do that because you have an era where people are losing their job because they say a word. You have
It's
an
a social
era
justice
where you can't do certain things, you can't say certain things. This is a very
This
peaceful world.
is boxing.
We're
We're
talking
talking
about
about boxing,
but
and it ain't affected anything. All it did was make more people watching.
Boxing needs sponsorships to survive.
And
Boxing
Takashi
needs
and
fans to
Corona
survive.
still gonna always be.
Yeah, until they're not.
They
Bro,
always
I'm
be.
telling you right now, every sponsor pulls out when things get too
That's
taboo.
real talk.
And you look at the NFL, whenever there's a domestic violence issue, whenever there's something that comes up, they pull out. And that's why the WBC said, we're pulling Wilder in, we're going to investigate this. Because sponsors, I guarantee you sponsors got in their ear and said, yo, we don't want to hear this. We don't want to hear this.
They just didn't want to hear it on that one because they didn't want to. They were picking and choosing, but they
No,
were all
that's
right.
the
on-
one of the Clarissa Shields documentary. With like she was like
Just a week ago,
what she
Sharon
said?
Tate-
She said something like, "Yo, I want to kill." Like she said something like, "I want to get away with murder in the ring or something." They were like, "We can't say that." In the documentary, her T-Rex documentary, she was like, "Yo, why not though?
Because how she
Well,
tried,
why not?" And
how
I'm
she
like,
tried to
"Yo,
do.
you don't have that."
Javante Davis
Yeah.
just said to Tevin Farmer, "I'm gonna kill you on my dead homies when I get you in the ring." You know what I'm saying? He just said that. You know what I'm saying? And then nobody's talking. The IBF is not saying, "Oh, we're gonna know." And the guy from the WBC, he was just staying face. "Oh, we're gonna come in and talk." He know what it is.
We agree with that. But he said that. Do you want to kill him? No. All right, let's get
That's all it is. It's just words. It's words of promoting, and everybody gotta stay face. Like I said, it's not gonna.
Well, here's the
I just feel, me personally, I just feel it's not gonna change anything. If anything, Wilder's trying to put butts in the seats. Yeah, there is, but it only goes too far. If that was the case, we just had fights a week ago. We just had all these other fights a week ago. I'm so.
Well, it's not going to impact like instantaneously.
Yo, remember
Yo,
that Mike Tyson got away with? Yo, there's no fighter that can do that. Right.
yeah.
The statements that Mike Tyson was getting away with, forget that now, yo. Unless you don't want no sponsorship.
Listen, Mike Tyson, but people are still going that route of the Mike Tyson. People are still going that route of the Mike Tyson. Like, what Mike Tyson used to say?
So
AJ is the perfect example
Exactly.
of what, if you want to be a megastar in boxing, you got to follow that route. You got to.
There's certain roles you gotta be. You could be the. That's what we said.
Look at
There's
his
certain-
role.
There's certain.
Break down with
No, we're
sponsorship.
saying with the
You know what I'm saying?
we're
Like,
saying with the African American fighter. Now we're talking about something different. We're not talking about all fighters in general. We're talking about something totally different because we both know if you're going to be a successful fighter and you're African American, there's only two ways you're going to play: the villain or the grateful.
the appreciative man. Listen,
Yeah.
here's what I'd say, right? Tank wrote his statement on Twitter, right, which makes it different than Wilder because Wilder said this on multiple platforms that are heard by lots of people. And here's the thing though, he doubled down on it though. Like people like you don't really want to catch a body. That don't
They're trying to help him. They're really trying to
softball.
The U.S. heavyweight champion of the world.
Listen,
I really want to
catch a body. Do you? Yo, Wilder treats him like a mascot for ESPN. Yes, I do.
And you know
what? That's how he does.
And a lot, and you know why? Because Wilder is
Intimidate.
competition.
He's sucking his bottom lip.
Wilder he's got to be competition outside and inside that ring. He has to put on a spectacular performance inside, and he has to sell on the outside. It's a double whammy.
So just to bring this
He doesn't
back,
have
just to
to
bring it back full
flex
circle,
it.
because like you're going on intent. I'm with you on intent. We agree. I know Wilder doesn't want to hurt anyone in the ring. I know he's trying to sell. Like I said, he had the chance. He didn't kill Brazil in the ring, but he had the chance to kill the man. He had the chance to bury him, embarrass him, and make him look bad, and he lifted him up.
You're talking about the impact of how it hurt the sport.
Yeah, but this is also the impact I'm saying. Like on Wilder himself, you see, he's not selling tickets, and he doesn't have any sponsorship. And yet, his competition is the guy who's loaded with sponsorship. His competition is the guy who's filling up seats in arenas. And one guy is smiling, clean cut, saying the right thing, and Wilder's saying he wants to catch a body.
No, this is what happened though. We're talking about this was happening before this fight. Let's not say that this fight is with
Exactly. To make another Fury fight. Yeah.
That pressure's on him. So I get it. Do you agree with my intent? But the impact. Now, what I'm saying with the impact is going to happen. We don't know the impact is going to happen. What I'm trying to say is that maybe I don't know. We don't know the impact of what we're saying it's going to happen in years.
The fact
It
that
didn't
they're
happen
so close to the AJ fight.
Yeah.
2 weeks apart.
Yeah.
That's
This is
intense.
exactly.
So that pressure's eating at me.
Yes, it is. That's what I was saying. So that's why I think he said, but now we're talking about the impact. Will it hurt the sport years, 50 years down the line? When Max Baer was doing it, when Dempsey was doing it, when Mike Tyson was doing it, I still haven't seen it hurt.
Well, when they were doing it, coaches could call you names, sissies.
They call it
They can't do it now.
Well, we're talking about
They
our
can't do it
world.
now. Exactly.
The
That's
world
my
is
point.
different.
The world has shifted to
Okay.
a point where you can't say certain things. The climate's very
Okay,
different.
remember, back
That's
then,
the point I'm
that's
making.
what
Boxing
boxing
was
was
like,
like.
that's the
It's more
impact I'm
possible.
talking
Yeah.
about. You understand what I'm
It's not
saying?
even one of the
So basically,
top
you gotta stop being so sensitive out there.
I can't say. All I can say is to the average
Okay,
person.
everybody gets the ribbon, all right? Everybody gets the ribbon.
Yes, everybody get a trophy era.
This is
Right now,
everybody.
Brazil would have got a trophy last night. The way things are going. Right, but this is what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, you come from a privileged position of knowing Wilder and following his career from the beginning. You come from a privileged position of knowing his actions says he's a man of peace. Right? Yo, someone who sees the big, angry, heavyweight champion of the world saying he wants to kill someone, and you know they don't take the time to know him as a person anyway.
All they see is a
Right?
black man
All they
tattooed.
see is him saying he
braids.
wants to catch a body. Hey, cut to that right hand that drop Brazil. They're like, oh, you can never. Oh my God, turn this off. You feel me? That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm worried about. And they'll never understand the man that Wilder is. The peaceful man that Wilder is. The man who will help his brother. Yo, he said he loved Brazil in the ring after the bad blood. They won't promote that. We know that. And I think that's what you're saying.
Yeah.
So he has to do what he
And
has
I
to
get,
do
I
to
get
promote
the
it.
impact of how when people were trying to not, but then there's, boxing has always had this thing of being a dangerous sport. You know what I'm saying? There's always been that.
But it's already dangerous.
Yeah, no, it always
You
had
need
that.
to be dangerous.
And everybody knows that
the
you can lose
facade of murder.
you can lose your life in there. But we're talking about the intention. But that goes into the intention. That was the intention because you know he's under this pressure. Now the impact, I feel like the impact has always been on boxing. Like people always know that you can get hurt in boxing. You know what I'm saying? Everybody always know that there's always a fear that somebody can't walk out this. You know what I'm saying? Now we talk about boxing.
That's what we're talking about.
Boxing
It's a gentleman's sport.
That's why we talk
It's
about
okay.
boxing.
But
Boxing,
when
you
you
don't
take it
play.
out of there and you was like, yeah, you know what? I really
No,
want to
man.
get a body. This is my time to beat a murder
Being
case.
a gentleman, when we
It's
talk about
different.
gentleman sport, being a gentleman is after the fight. You know what I'm saying? Like that's being a gentleman when you shake hands and you say, oh, that's good. That's what I'm talking about,
The
being a gentleman.
sportsmanship.
Because it's not two gentlemen with somebody you're about to fight.
No, hold on. I agree with what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? It's normal.
I agree, and that's why I like the fact that what you were saying was, hey, you know what? I won. Yo, it's all good, Brazil. Yo,
That's being a
your
gentleman.
career's not over.
We
It takes a big man to get knocked out in front of all y'all.
That's being a
And
gentleman.
ironically, the guy who was saying the right things in the build-up, Brazil's the one who acted like a punk.
Yeah.
On the night of the
Yeah.
event, didn't even want to speak, couldn't even show love,
Yeah.
couldn't even. But once again, that's my point. Your heart, well, your heart is showing your true actions and who you are, not what you say. But unfortunately, people aren't going to take the time to get to know him. They're just going to play a clip of his statements. And truthfully, I don't even think Wilder comprehended
Yeah,
the impact of his statements.
And
He's
that
just
everybody
trying to
else
sell-
started
trying to
making
sell a
it.
And
fight.
I'm gonna be honest with you, the sad